Israel is facing increasing criticism after the country's far-right national security minister, Itamar Ben Gvir, posted a video online showing him taunting handcuffed pro-Palestinian activists. They were part of an aid flotilla intercepted on Monday while trying to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza. Italy is calling for the EU to sanction the Israeli minister over the incident.
Free Palestine!
This video, posted by Israel's National Security Minister, Itamar Ben Gvir, has unleashed international outrage. It shows him taunting detained activists who are kneeling and zip-tied. The activists were part of the Freedom Flotilla coalition, which was trying to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza. They were intercepted by the Israeli Navy earlier this week. Israeli authorities detained more than 430 people from more than 40 countries. Their treatment has triggered international anger.
This treatment is monstrous, undignified, and inhumane. I demand public apologies from Israel.
The Israeli minister has crossed a red line and has certainly damaged Israel's image.
The U.S. ambassador to Israel has described Ben Gvir's actions as despicable. The video also triggered a rare rebuke from Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who called Ben Gvir's behavior not in line with Israel's values and norms. On Thursday, activists from the flotilla began returning home after being deported from Israel.
There were 3 Israeli Navy guys, 3 really big ones, who beat us up in every way possible. They even doused some with water before using the taser. There was a German guy who had been struck dozens of times with the butt of a rifle.
Israel says all of the activists detained during the operation have now been deported from the country.
Well, Angelo Bonelli is a member of Italy's Parliament for Green Europe. He joins us from Rome. Welcome to DW. What did you think when you saw these images?
First of all, thank you for your invitation. What I see is a horrible video, but I want to see, I think that what is it, the horrible? Not only the video, it's horrible what happened in Gaza, what happened in West Bank. And the responsibility is not for the minister Ben Gvir, it's the entire government of Netanyahu.
Okay, and what should happen about in connection with these images? What do you want to see happen?
Now, you know, the foreign minister Tajani requested to European Union to impose sanctions against Minister Ben Gvir. But I think that this decision for the Italian government is hypocritical and insufficient. Hypocritical because Italy has always opposed the sanctions against Israel in European Union, and insufficient because the Netanyahu government is responsible for what happened not only for the flotilla activists, but what happened in Gaza and in the West Bank, where crimes against humanity were committed by the Netanyahu government.
So if the Italian calls for the EU to sanction Itamar Ben Gvir, if those are insufficient, what do you want to happen as a result of this incident?
We demand and we ask to Italy, but all European Union to sanction entire government, not only Ben Gvir. Because, listen to me, when the Israeli government bombing the hospital, school, and now in West Bank there is ethnic cleansing, we have in front of us our crimes against humanity.
Okay, no crimes against humanity proven yet.
Yes.
No claims of ethnic cleansing also disputed. But as far as this incident, your anger seems
excuse me.
Wait. Well, let me finish the question and then you can respond. Your
yes.
anger seems to be more
yes.
against Israel's policy in Gaza and the West Bank. than it does today's incident. Is that true? Your anger is more about Israeli policy than it is about this incident.
Sorry, excuse me. I want to say what you say before. You say that there is no proof about crimes against humanity.
Not proven in court. That's correct. There is an arrest warrant out for Benjamin Netanyahu. He hasn't appeared yet. So at the moment, those are allegations. Nothing's been proved.
Excuse me. It's possible to finish my question. The International Court has decided and showed many proof about what happened in Gaza. The question is that journalists like you, it's not possible to enter in Gaza. 240 journalists was killed by IDF, the army of Israel. And I think that bombing hospital, I think it is true. I think that for you, it's true that the hospital has bombing from the army of Israel. Yes or no? It was bombing. Do you think that bombing hospital is not crimes against humanity? For me, yes.
Okay. Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has rebuked Mr. Ben Gvir and described his behaviour as not in line with Israel's values and norms. What would you say to that?
Ben Gvir is inside of the government of Netanyahu. If the government Netanyahu is not agree with Ben Gvir, we decide to put out of the government Ben Gvir. This decision is not coming. Another decision is not coming. They apologize that is Spain government and the Italy government ask to Israeli government. This apologize doesn't come.
Thank you so much for joining us, Italian Green MP Angelo Bonelli.
Thank you very much for your invitation.
Sven Kühn von Burgsdorff, former EU representative in the Palestinian territories, is joining us now from Bayonne in France. So what was your first reaction when you saw that video?
Well, good evening, Mr. Elvers. I was, of course, appalled and disgusted by the behavior of Minister Ben Gvir, but hey, what's new under the sun? That's exactly how he operates. And when Mr. Netanyahu says this is not the face and the norms of Israel, I'm sorry, I disagree. This is exactly how Israel behaved throughout these years, throughout the assault on Gazans in Palestine and the West Bank. So I'm not surprised by that. I think we have to put it also into the context of the Israeli elections. They have been forwarded. They have been anticipated in September now, and Ben Gvir is certainly trying to, with this charade, trying to win votes on the ultra-right front. It's absolutely necessary to react at the EU level.
Now, we're going to come to the EU reactions in a moment, but what does a video like this say about the man and about the government that he's a part of?
He's the national security minister. Netanyahu deliberately put him into this job in order to secure a far-right coalition. Bezalel Smotrich and Itamar Ben Gvir are the faces of the far right, the nationalists, annexationists, supremacists, who actually want to drive out all the Palestinians from Israel. And of course, the occupied territories. So, as I said, this is not new. These are the people who don't want Palestinians to live there. These are the people who send them to prisons and torture them. These are the people who build illegal settlements. We just issued a group of former EU ambassadors and ministers a statement against the E1 settlement project, which would effectively siphon off the West Bank from East Jerusalem and make impossible a two-state solution. These are the people running the government, and Mr. Netanyahu cannot say he is not part of that.
Well, Netanyahu rebuked his minister there. That's quite an unusual step. How stable is this government?
Very unstable. The latest polls a few days ago suggest that Likud, while still winning most of the seats in the Knesset, 24 seats, they will not be able to put together a stable coalition. As a matter of fact, they fall short 9 seats of having a majority. but also the opposition, the center-right and the liberal center, are not able to muster a coalition. I think the kingmakers will be the Arab parties in order to reach the 60-seat threshold. It will be a very tough elections, but I think one of the reasons why Netanyahu is anticipating the elections and trying to move it forward is because he is afraid that Trump will strike a deal with Iran and that things go back to normal, and he will not be able to use the rally around the flag momentum which he has right now, because it's very popular to strike Iran, very popular to strike Hezbollah, very popular to strike Hamas. So he wants to be in a warlike situation in order to be able to muster many, many votes. And Ben Gvir, in that respect, is actually fully aligned with him.
Now, we've had a couple of reactions from across the European Union. How do you expect the EU as a body to react?
It's about time that the EU reacts on this matter. I mean, a couple of member states, Slovenia, Spain, and Netherlands, have actually issued travel bans against Smotrich and Ben Gvir. But so far, and also thanks to the vetoes under the Orban regime, it was impossible to have a sanction regime. But also Minister Wadefuhl in the last Foreign Affairs Council a few days ago was seems to be able to have agreement with the Bundesregierung, with the government, to sanction Ben Gvir and Smotrich. So there is a pending EU action. But Mr. Elfers, let me just say one thing. Sanctioning an extremist, supremacist, and really racist minister is one thing. But how about going far beyond that and, sanction effectively the regime he is serving? How about banning trade with the illegal settlements? How about suspending the EU-Israel Association Agreement? How about stopping arms exports? How about prosecuting war criminals or suspected war criminals? These are things we can do as EU, but even member states, in their own right, within their own prerogatives, can do these things.
Sven Kühn von Burgsdorff there, former EU representative to the Palestinian territories. Thank you very much for sharing your opinions with us.
Thank you, Mr. Evers.